1. Introduction. My name is Bella. I am 41 years old. I work as a writing teacher at a small college. I stand in front of students every day. I wear a professional mask. This mask is important. It shows the world I am strict and serious. No one must know my real life. I keep my feelings hidden. This secret creates tension. It is hard to hide who I am inside. There is one student who changes everything. His name is Sean. He is 22 years old. He sits in the back of the classroom. His eyes often watch me. I try not to look back at him. I must be careful when I am teaching. I feel a very strong attraction to Sean. It is intense and dangerous. I know this feeling is forbidden. I am his teacher. He is my student. This is the secret life I keep hidden from the college and from everyone I know. One day, we talked about strong characters in stories. I asked the class a question about bravery. Sean looked at me. He smiled slowly. His answer was bold. He spoke about wanting something that is forbidden. This made the room feel hot. I had to react fast. I showed them the strict teacher. I protected my reputation. But inside, my heart was racing because of him. I must keep my distance from Sean in public. I must keep the mask on tight. But when the college day ends, the tension remains. I know that the secret life is waiting. 2. The classroom. I stood in the large college classroom. The room had many desks and a big window. The air was calm at first. I looked at the faces of the students. I needed to teach them about writing stories. Today, we talked about brave people in literature. I asked the whole class a simple question. "Tell me," I said clearly, "what important thing makes a character truly brave?" Sean sat in the back row, far away from my desk. He always watched me closely. He smiled slowly, and this smile was dangerous. He raised his hand slowly. His voice was loud and very clear. He spoke about wanting something. He said a character is brave when he looks at something he wants very much. He finished by saying a character is brave when he looks at something forbidden. Many of the other students laughed loudly when he finished speaking. The sound made the air in the room feel hot and heavy. I felt the heat rise quickly on my face. My heart started to move very fast inside my chest. It felt like a drum beating quickly. This feeling was intense and dangerous. I knew I had to stop him right now. I had to show the class that I was only the professional teacher. I had to protect my job and my professional life. I looked directly at Sean with a very cold face. I put on my strict teacher mask immediately. I raised my voice high so everyone could hear me. "That answer is not correct for this academic class," I said strictly. "Do not speak about such personal desires here again." I told him that my rules were important for the college. I warned him clearly about the consequences. I said, "If you speak like that one more time, I will remove you completely from this course." The students became very quiet immediately. They looked at me with respect and maybe a little fear. They saw the strict, hard teacher. They saw the woman who controlled the rules. Sean looked down slowly at his notebook. He looked like a foolish boy who crossed a clear line. But inside my body, the internal feeling did not stop. My heart was still racing hard against my ribs. The students saw the strict teacher, but they did not know the secret truth of my fast, beating heart. They did not know the immediate danger I felt inside the quiet classroom. 3. The secret. I drove home after class. My house is small and far from the college. I waited for the sun to go down. The air was cold outside. I tried to forget the classroom moment, but my body felt the tension. My professional mask was gone now. I changed my clothes and sat in the quiet house. At 10 in the evening, I heard a soft sound. Knock, knock. It was on the back door. I knew it was Sean. I opened the door fast. I pulled him inside quickly. In my house, we are not teacher and student. We are just Bella and Sean. There is no yelling here. There is only the truth. He touched my face gently. He smiled at me. I kissed him. When I kiss Sean, the world feels warm and safe. We have been meeting like this for 1 month. We never meet in public places. We never speak at school. This rule protects us. At the same time, this secret burns us. We sat on my sofa. I held his hand. Sean laughed quietly. He said, "I liked when you yelled at me today in front of the class." I looked at him. He said, "It makes our secret time tonight more exciting." I hit his arm softly. I told him he was impossible. I told him it was very hard for me to act angry in class. Inside, I was scared. I felt my heart racing, but I also felt very alive. Sean said he understood my fear. He said the risk makes our affection stronger for him. He said it was a forbidden game. Usually, Sean leaves before midnight. He uses the back street to walk home. He does this so no neighbor can see him. Our secret is the most important thing. We must protect it always. But tonight, the weather changed. Rain hit the windows hard. The storm outside was very loud. The world outside looked dangerous and dark. My heart felt heavy after the long day. Sean looked at me. I knew he wanted to stay the night. I knew we were safe from the outside world for now. 4. The storm. The heavy rain hit the glass of the window very hard. The sound of the storm was loud. It was a strong storm that night. Usually, Sean left my small house before midnight. He always walked quickly through the back streets. He did this so no neighbor could see him leaving my home. But tonight, he could not go outside. The weather was too bad. The wind was fast, and the water was everywhere. The world outside was dangerous. We sat close together on my comfortable sofa. We listened to the loud noise of the storm. The sound was constant and everywhere around us. I felt very tired after the long day at the college. My heart felt heavy because of the secret we had to keep from everyone. Sean looked at me for a long time. I knew what he wanted to say to me. I knew he wanted to stay until the morning. I looked back at him. I did not want him to leave me alone. "Stay," I said. It was just one word, but it changed everything for us that night. We continued to sit very close. We talked for a long time about many things. We talked about our lives and our future. We shared our secret dreams. We shared our biggest fears. The loud storm outside made us feel safe enough to speak the real truth in the room. Sean held my hand tightly in his. He looked into my eyes with a serious face. "I love you, Bella," he said clearly. "I cannot continue to pretend that these feelings are only a game that we play." His voice was honest. It was full of strong feeling. I felt my own need to fight the feeling start to disappear. I had tried to stop my love for him for many weeks, but I was tired of running away from the truth. I told him, "When I am with you, I feel completely free. I know that the world says this is wrong for us, but for me, this is the only real love I have ever known." He kissed me gently on the lips. We held each other close in the quiet room. We decided that night that he would stay in the house. It was the first time we ever shared a bed together. We held each other all night long in the darkness. It was soft, quiet, and warm. It felt completely real. We talked softly until the heavy rain began to slow down outside. We fell asleep deep in each other's arms. We slept without any fear for a few hours. When the morning light began to appear, I woke up slowly. I knew that the night was the most important moment we had shared. We had crossed a line that we could never return from now. We were no longer just a teacher and a student playing a secret game. We were two people who were deeply in love, hiding from the outside world. The bad storm was finally over, but our new and dangerous life had just truly started. I understood that the danger to us was very real, but the power of our love was much stronger. 5, the morning. The sun came into the room. It was morning. My heart felt heavy with fear. Daylight brought danger. It brought the rules of the world and the eyes of other people. We could not hide our secret easily in the light. Sean got dressed very fast. My hands were shaking. We talked about how he needed to leave the house. He must go out the back door so no one could see him. The storm from the night before was finished. Now, the neighbors were outside. They were cleaning the water from their yards. We tried to act like everything was normal. I went to the kitchen and made breakfast. We sat at the table together. We looked like a real couple having a morning meal. It felt beautiful to sit with him, but it also felt very dangerous. This normal moment was a lie. We had crossed a line when he stayed the night. Now, the risk was much bigger. I thought about my job at the college. I thought about my secret life. If anyone knew about Sean, I could lose everything. The morning light showed how impossible our love was right now. The safety of the dark night was gone. Sean stood up. He had to go. We shared a quick, silent look. He promised to call me later. He walked to the back door and opened it slowly. He stepped outside and closed the door quietly behind him. I needed to see if he was safe. I walked quickly to the window. I looked out at the backyard. I saw Sean walking away. Then my body froze. My neighbor, Mrs. Hale, was standing next to her fence. She was looking right at my back door. She saw Sean leave the house. Mrs. Hale watched him walk down the street. Her eyes became very wide. I knew what she was thinking. She knew he was not my family. She knew he was too young. She understood the secret immediately. The fear was real now. My whole world felt like it was moving and shaking. Everything was broken. 6. The end. Mrs. Hale came to my door later that day. I opened it slowly. Her face was cold and hard. She did not smile. She only looked at me with serious eyes. She spoke quietly, but her voice was strong. She said, "I saw him this morning. I know that boy. He is one of your students at the college." I stood still. I felt cold inside. I could not speak. Mrs. Hale continued talking. She warned me that my secret was dangerous. She said, "This is very serious. This kind of thing can destroy your life, Bella. You must stop it now." When she finally left, I closed the door and locked it. I walked into the kitchen and cried hard. I knew she was right. I was a teacher, and he was my student. This love was wrong. I could lose my job and everything I owned. The risk was too high. I had to protect myself, and I had to protect Sean. If the college found out, his future would be ruined. That evening, I sent him a message to meet one last time. We met at the small park near the river, far from my house. The air was dark and sad like my heart. He arrived and took my hand immediately. He looked into my eyes. His face was full of pain. He said, "I love you, Bella. I cannot live without you. We can run away together." I took a deep breath. It was the hardest thing I ever had to do. I touched his cheek gently. I whispered my own truth. "I love you too, Sean. You are the only thing that makes me feel free." But then I told him the necessary truth. "Now we must stop. Mrs. Hale knows. The danger is too big for us both. You need to finish your education. You need a good future. I need my life." He looked down. He understood the rules of the world were stronger than our hearts right now. He did not fight me. He simply held me tight. It broke both our hearts into many small pieces. Before he walked away, I made a promise. I held his face in my hands. I looked straight into his eyes and said, "Go now. Finish everything you need to do. I promise I will wait for you. I will wait until the day we can be together without fear." 7. He returns. 5 slow years passed after the painful goodbye. I continued my life as a writing teacher at the small college. I went to work every day and I taught many students. I lived in my small house alone. The house was quiet now. I kept the secret of our love deep inside my heart. I remembered Sean often. I remembered his smile and his strong voice. The pain of ending our relationship was still there, but time made it softer. I worked hard to forget the fear that my neighbor, Mrs. Hale, brought to my door 5 years ago. I focused only on my job and my books. I tried to believe that I did the right thing for both of us. I knew Sean had left the city to finish his studies. He was just a boy when we first met. Now he was a grown man. I imagined him older and stronger. I imagined him confident and ready for the world. I thought about the promise we made that painful night. I promised to wait for him. He promised to come back for me. 5 years is a very long time to wait for a person. Sometimes I worried that he forgot me. Sometimes I thought our love was only a young memory for him. But I kept my promise. I continued to live simply, waiting for a future I was not sure would ever arrive. One warm afternoon, I was reading in my living room. The sun was bright and the air was calm. Suddenly, I heard a loud knock at the front door. It was not the soft, secret knock I knew from the past. This knock was strong and open. My heart started to beat very fast. Who could it be? Nobody ever used my front door. Everyone always came to the back door, or they called me first. I stood up quickly. My hands were shaking a little. I walked slowly to the door and looked through the small glass window. I saw him. It was Sean. He was standing there just like I remembered, but better. He was taller and whiter now. He wore clothes that looked professional, like a man who found success. His eyes were the same, full of truth and bright light. He had a strong smile. I opened the door immediately. I did not say a word. He looked at me, and his smile grew bigger. He did not care about the street or the neighbors or the danger of the past. He stepped close to me. He put his arms around me tightly. He did not whisper. He did not hide. He pulled me close and kissed me right there in the front yard. It was a long, real kiss. I knew that Mrs. Hale was probably watching from her window or her fence. I knew other people on the street could see us. But this time, I felt nothing but happiness. The fear was gone. Sean pulled back slightly. He looked into my eyes. He spoke clearly. "I told you I would come back," he said. "I told you I loved you and I kept my promise." I held him tight. My heart felt whole again after 5 long years. 8, true love. We walked inside my house together. It was the same house, but everything felt new. There was no fear now. There was no need to whisper or hurry. We did not run to the back door. We used the front door, and we did not worry about anyone seeing us. We were finally together, and we were free. 5 years ago, we were a secret. We were the teacher and the student. We met only when the sun went down. We had to worry about Mrs. Hale and the college rules, but all that worry was gone now. Sean stood in my living room. He was tall and strong. He was a man who had finished his studies. Our love was no longer a secret or a risk. We sat together on the old sofa. This was the place where we first said the words, "I love you." The 5 years we spent apart were very long and hard years. I thought about the painful goodbye we shared. I remembered telling him that I would wait for him. We both kept that promise. The long wait did not kill our love. It made our love bigger and stronger. We knew our feelings were true and real. The risk was completely over. The college could not fire me now. Sean was not my student anymore. We did not need to play the forbidden game. We could walk down the street holding hands. We could go to a movie or a restaurant. This simple freedom felt like a great and wonderful gift. Sean looked at me. His eyes were full of heat and joy. He said he never stopped thinking about me, not for one day. I told him the same truth. Our story was difficult. It was full of pain and fear for a long time, but we fought the world and we won. We chose each other again. We chose love over everything else. We talked for many hours about the future. We did not need to hide our affection. We held each other close. This was the true ending to our story. It was a happy ending. We learned that true love does not die. True love waits. It is strong enough to fight the rules. It is strong enough to wait 5 years. We started a new life that day, a life where we were honest and open. The old scandal was just a memory. It was just a chapter in our book. Now, we were writing the chapter called True Love. We were just two people who loved each other. My heart was completely whole. This was the freedom we waited for.